Hey, y'all. This is your girl, Stacey L. Yes, this is your girl, Stacey L with Total Exposure TV. And today I have a guest. I know y'all saying, Stacey, where you been at? I know I haven't did a show on Total Exposure in a while, but that's going to change. We're going to start doing more interviews, getting more guests with different people out in the audience that's trying to grow their brand, their business. If you know someone, make sure you contact me. The information is in the description below this video on YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're new here. Look, we're going to have a phenomenal time. We have our guest here. And I'm just so excited to get into it. But you know how we do. I have to share our intro. And you know, Total Exposure is always on point. You know your girl got you covered. We are worldwide. So whatever you have, any questions you have, make sure you put those things in the comment after this video. So check out this intro. We'll be right back after this.
You already know. We looking for talent, talent, still show. We looking for talent, let's train to go. We looking for your total exposure. Stacey L, exposing talent throughout the city. Yeah, she for real about to be a part of the committee. They exposing the truth about life and fashion. They talk about it, we make it happen. They total exposure. Yeah, you already know.
Hey guys, welcome back to Total Exposure TV. Yes. I have a special guest here, Antrese L. She's here to tell you all how to become, is it private entries or how to manage more of your trust?
It's how to operate in the private through
Okay.
trust. Um, so what it is, it's a new academy where we're teaching you the foundations of trust, contract, equity, and UCC, and then how you can use all of those things combined to operate in the private. So each one works with the other. So you need trust to have contracts. You need contracts to have trust, and all of that should be based in equity, and then it's enforceable through the UCC. So teaching families the foundations of each of those pillars so they can get creative with how they want to structure their future and build their generational wealth.
Yeah, so Antrese, can you tell the audience a little bit about um first starting out to becoming private and operating in the trust? No, first, well, let's go back because this can get really deep, and I don't want to take y'all, take a lot of your time, but y'all need to know this information if you're in the avenue of wanting to be private and building trust. So, what would you say the let's talk about your business first. What's the name of your business, and how did you get into the private and trust, and understanding everything in a private and with a trust? What how did you begin in this?
Okay, well, the name of the academy is House of Justice Academy. And the academy came about after talking to countless number of families, and they were basically going through step by step processes, but they were never informed of the foundations, like how something worked, why this step versus this step. And after being able to talk to so many different families, I realized that each family is unique. A step by step can get you so far, but it doesn't allow you to pivot in those moments where you're not able to get in touch with like your instructor or whoever you learned it from, in those moments where you need to give an answer but you don't know what answer to give because you don't know why this was there in the first place. And so that's where the academy came into play. It's like, okay, if I could teach families the foundations, they one wouldn't have to rely on someone else to answer these critical questions in critical time, or they'll be able to structure things like they have other skills and talents and other knowledge, and coupling that with the private side, it can go even further. Like it was a couple of people in the medical industry, they they don't agree with some of the ways that the medical field works. But on the private side, they can still offer their services and not be confined to those restrictions that their licensing requires. and they can give the service that they really truly want to give and they see is beneficial versus what they have to give. So that's just one example of being able to operate with the private and being able to continue your passions that you have built up on in the public.
So how long you been private? Let me ask that.
Ooh, but since completely private, like I claimed it, I've stood on it since about 2017. Um, last year is when I just finally got it all in paperwork and put on the record. Um, but yeah, I was operating a long time and just strictly in the private. Like I only touched my social security number when I just felt it was absolutely necessary. Um, yeah, no, didn't need to like I had to have a driver's license. Like if I want to drive my mom's car or something, she has her car registered, so it's under those rules. I have to abide by those rules, or I'm going to jail. So
Right.
had to keep that. But other than that, I didn't need anything to deal with the public. Like I didn't have to go to the IRS. I wasn't cashing a check. I wasn't a W-2 employee. Um, all my businesses were private. Um, yeah, you can even create a private business right now and just say, hey, I have a business and it's private. You don't need to go and register it. If you're going to do banking with it, then get an EIN, but even that's private. And so teaching families like those type of things, like you're not confined into how we were taught, or you're not confined into how someone else has told you. You can go straight to the horse's mouth and look at these laws and codes and have like, something to draw on and say, okay, I know this, so I know I can do this.
So, what are some misconceptions that people have about being private? What, because you probably seen it in social media and mainstream and different people explaining how to become private. You got to do this and how to get debt free and that the government can pay all your bills and stuff like that. So, what are some of the misconceptions that people have out there of becoming private, a sovereign citizen?
The biggest misconception is that, or there are a couple, but the biggest one is that you basically are removing all responsibility. Or it's just this big pile of money sitting there waiting for you. It is, but it isn't. It's more nuanced than that. Like you have like that's a broad statement. One of my favorite things to point out on the Treasury
Mm-hmm.
website, what was that? The Treasury Direct website. They have a article on there where they talk about um using the birth certificate and the social security number and how that's fraud. But they use key words on there. They say there is no monetary value attached to it. They don't say there's no value attached to it. They say there's no monetary value. But if you know on the private side, you don't need what they consider monetary because it's an instrument. And so instruments are handled differently. Like, and you have a whole classification of what an instrument is and what you can do with it. But you would need to know the UCC for that. You would know how to catch those little dog whistles in those write-ups and seeing, okay, I don't have a big pile of money to that the government is going to pull from and pay my bills. You don't have that. But what you do have is you have the ability to take control over your accounts and your trust that were in your estate that was created for you. And you can administer it however you want, or you can give that responsibility to someone else. But that goes into knowing trust law, what you can and can't do. Um, and then another misconception as far as with the responsibility, being in the private actually creates more responsibility and you have to govern yourself a lot stricter than you would falling under, the public role of a citizen. Because you have to make sure all your ducks are in a row. You have to make sure you're always operating out of equity at all times. Whereas in the public, it's a little more lax. Like as long as you don't do this, you're good.
Yeah.
but you can defraud somebody all day long,
Right.
and that's not okay. So yeah, in the private is it's a lot more responsibility. You have to hold yourself to a higher standard. Um, and then another misconception is that you have to file all this paperwork. You don't. You're private the moment you say you're private. Now you might have some public dealings that you want to cut ties with, but that's a little different than just saying, "Oh, I need to file all this paperwork to be private." No. Now, if you want to operate with your bank, you do need to let the public know like certain aspects, like I am like this bank is here, this is what this bank is going to be doing. But that's it. You don't have to let them know who your customers are or who your members are. None of that. You don't even have to let them know what's on your ledger or any of that. But again, that goes with trust and contract law. So yeah, learning those foundations, it'll let you see just how nut how big that proverbial box is.
Yeah. So what? So your academy. Let's talk about that. Is that gonna help someone, saying someone that doesn't know anything about trust law, anything about becoming private? By them taking your academy, by the end of your academy, will they be actually knowing how to operate in the private and set up their banking system if they want to have a private banking and
Mhm.
different things to go through there? What can someone expect from learning from your coming to your academy and joining your academy?
I do expect everyone to be able to walk away from the academy with the knowledge and the confidence to be able to structure their life in the private and actually, take steps to make it a reality. Um, I know that laws are boring, so try to make the academy where it's fun and interactive. So instead of it'll be like Hogwarts meets Harvard. Like they had a baby. So there are different houses that you would be placed in based on a personality quiz. And each house they work together independently as a house to complete certain tasks. Like say you have this week or this month is about trust. So now the whole house has to build out a trust. And then it'll be graded, and then if it passed, the house gets points, and then quarterly there will be cross house challenges, like maybe a mock court trial or something along those lines, where multiple houses would compete together to try to earn points for their house, and then just the gamification of it, just to make it fun while you're learning, because I want this information to stick, which I feel like the best way to make it stick is to one, play with it, and then two, structure it in a way that you can see it also in the real world.
Yeah, so how long is the academy courses? Like, is it like a beginner, then you got the middle, the intermediate, then experience? So how is it structured? Like, where would someone come in at, and how long is each tier?
Okay, so the very first prerequisite is a 6-week prerequisite to go over all the foundational laws that you can use, even like right as soon as you hear the law, you'll know how to use it in everyday life. Um, so that's 6 weeks, and then the academy, once it officially opens in January, we're striving for a 10-month course from beginning to end to go through all four pillars: trust, contract, equity, and UCC, and making sure there's a capstone at the end to where you can actually build out either a template for your family or something that you actually want to implement. So first 6 weeks and then 10 months.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Wow. That so how can people that are wanting to um get your information and sign up, do you have a wait list or join list?
Yes, there is a wait list. It's you can just go to houseofjustice.academy, and you will the wait list is right at the top. You just click the link to join, and yeah, once the wait list open up, people can enroll.
Is there anything else you wanted to share? I know you said the academy will be open what, January the 1st?
It'll be January 24th, I want to say.
Okay.
is the official opening date for the full academy, but the 6 week prerequisite, we're starting that in October, October 6th.
Okay. So they have to, so for those that want to join the prerequisites, they got to sign up on a wait list for October the 6th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Yes,
any
and we do have a free webinar coming up this coming Wednesday to go over the two versions of you, what your public side and your private side, and just going to dive into how it's beneficial to use your private side more so than your public side. And
and
that'll be
so
the,
in the
oh, go ahead.
academy, you will go into depth more of private banking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It'll be an elective because I know not everybody wants to deal with their private bank,
Right.
but we will be offering it as an elective, and it'll
And
be
then
8 weeks.
do you help with the trust too, letting them understand how to build a trust for their family?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Will
Yeah,
that
we'll
be
be
in the six
diving in
weeks
that.
or that's going to be in the academy?
That's in the academy. In the six
Okay.
week, we'll just go over the basic components of trust, not necessarily what you can do with it, because that's a whole different. You got a really deep dive to
Yeah.
talk about what you can do with the trust. But the basic components, like what a trust is, the different types of trust, which, who's who in the trust, and what's considered like the trust res or the trust situs.
Yeah.
Yeah, going into that in the 6 weeks.
So are you on social media, anything? No. Are you on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook?
Right now you can find us on TikTok, YouTube, and Pinterest under House of Justice Academy. Um, yeah, we're going to also be doing Instagram. I just don't have that set up yet.
Okay, awesome. So is there anything you want to add or ask, tell the audience anything else that you got going on besides the 6 week prerequisites that's going to start October the 6th?
October 6th. And then just this upcoming Wednesday at 7. We'll be doing a free webinar this upcoming Wednesday at 7 p.m. And I can shoot you over the link for the registration for that.
Okay. So listen, guys, all the links and everything, or how you can follow her, how you can get into the prerequisites, will be in the description underneath of the YouTube channel video. And you can go ahead and follow her too on TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube. You have your own YouTube channel as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so listen, this is a game changer if you really want to operate in private and you want to become your own sovereign citizen and have your own businesses, your trust, and everything set up for your family, and knowing that once you transition from here, the government or anyone, no one can get it but your family. It's going to be all set up and nobody can come across that. And then even if you just want to get a little bit more knowledge about knowing the UCC one and the Black Law Dictionary and things that we should know how to operate in the private. Because once you say that you're private, but you have to know the knowledge of it and understanding what being private is all about and what it entails and what if you cross this line will make you public. So this is a good course to take. The prerequisites is like she said, she's doing a free webinar Wednesday at 7 p.m. So check it out. Is you want to keep doing ongoing webinars, free webinars, just for like intro or info sessions to get people understanding of your academy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. There will definitely be some free education, whether it be a webinar, a book, a pamphlet. We're working with a few trust attorneys, so we'll ask them if they come and do some free stuff as well.
That's awesome. Thank you, Antrese. But this has been phenomenal. Listen, y'all, make sure you follow Antrese. I know because there's a lot of people out here wanting to know the truth because you have a lot of loopholes and people telling you this and telling you that, and it's coming to a dead end or getting you, in trouble. So she's going to give you the information of how to do this correctly and how to file, how to be private and how to set up your banking. And are you going to go into any of like equity and anything like that too in your academy?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's one of the pillars. Equity
Okay.
is very, very big. You have to lead with that at all times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is phenomenal, Antrese. I thank you for taking the time out for coming on Total Exposure TV. Listen, guys, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Total Exposure TV. We're going to be having more events, more interviews just like this. You know how we do. If y'all you and then look, take some time out and just binge watch all my shows because I'm trying to become monetized on YouTube and subscribe to our channel because what happens is that when you subscribe to my channel, my channel goes up in the algorithm on YouTube and then I can be able to get monetized because I gotta have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 talk hours. Someone, people listening to out my platform because my platform more of is like a network, um like anything like you if you see Fox Soul or TV One, that's what my platform about. But if you know anyone in the arena that wanted to get on the show or have a business, a product, or they just beginning and they need audience and they need, someone to help them, motivate them, and promote them out there, come on over to Total Exposure TV. The link is in the description below. If you know someone that'll be a good fit to come on the show as an interviewee, hit the link, send me an email. I will respond to it. I will see comments as well. So make sure you hit that link. But first of all, I want you to subscribe because I need that 1,000 followers, subscribers, guys. So subscribe. And Teresa, you want anything else you want to say before we conclude?
I just want to let everyone know that living in the private is very, very easy. The hardest part is to open your mind to the possibilities. So keep that
Awesome.
in mind and you can do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Antrese, for coming on the show. I look forward to seeing your academy, and I will be there Wednesday. I've been working with Antrese. I'm one of her, students, I guess you would say that it's a group of us, and yes, it's phenomenal information. If you're really seriously about getting private and understanding the fundamentals of becoming private and staying private and not crossing over into the public, take her academy course. It's going to be worthwhile. But come Wednesday so you can get a little, taste of what is there to offer. But till next time, guys, it's been another phenomenal show on Total Exposure TV. This is your girl Stacey L. Stay blessed, guys. Stay stress free and stay free. Till next time. Bye.